Hi, I'm Sherry. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about Powerless by Lauren Roberts. So I really did love this book. I gave it 4 to 4.5 stars, but I was really prepared to dislike this book. I wasn't really sold on it when I read the synopsis, but my book club chose it. Then I found out a friend of mine was reading it and she ended up DNFing it. And I really think she missed out because this was a wonderful story. It's sort of like Hunger Games with powers. That's definitely the vibes I got when I first started it. So it's a dual point of view, so it will toggle back and forth between the two main characters, Kai and Peyton, and then we occasionally get a point of view from the other prince, Kit. This keeps you on your toes. Just when you think you've figured out what's going to happen, things will switch up. I don't want to say too much here at the beginning of the video. Maybe I'll do some spoilers in a little bit. So here are my overall ratings. I got these cute little book review sheets, which are super fun. This is dystopian, dual point of view. It's sort of enemies to lovers. For most of the book, I thought it was a slow burn romance, and then I found out it's YA fantasy. So if you're waiting for things to get steamy, it's never gonna get really steamy, which I know some of us like. But this one, you're really gonna have to imagine it because it's YA, so they don't really go beyond kissing, which is great if you want to read it with a younger person, but I will say it is quite violent. So you do have to look out for that. You may want to pre-read this before you let your tweens or younger teens read it because lots of violence. They are in trials, they're fighting it out. I liked the powers. It was interesting. So this is set in a world where there was some sort of plague and it killed off a bunch of people, and some of those that survived had powers now. And so the dystopian part is that the king has decided that all of the ordinaries, people without any powers, have to be kicked out of the kingdom. So they were all sent across this desert called the Scorches, and if any of them are found still living in the city, they are killed by the enforcer, or supposedly killed by the enforcer. There is also a lower class of these people with abilities called mundanes. So these are people with abilities they don't see as that important. So they might be illusionists, things like that. And then the people with the higher powers, these are usually offensive powers. They are sometimes referred to as the elites, and they usually live in the main city. The king and his 2 sons are elites. So I don't want to say too much more to give things away, but it is a great read. If you like fantasy, you definitely want to pick this one up. Okay, now let's get a little bit spoilery and really dive into it. So if you haven't read it yet, get out of here and go pick up the book if you have read it. So for most of the book, I thought this might become like a love triangle, but it didn't. I love all the little plot twists in here. My heart was definitely in my throat when I thought Jax died, when Kai accidentally killed him. I almost teared up when Adina died, and books and movies don't usually make me cry. So I have to be pretty invested in the world for it to give me the feels, and this one definitely did. If you like your books to stay happy all the time, don't read this one. The ending though, I'm not sure where it's gonna go. It feels like there's no good path forward from here. But I guess we'll find out. I was so excited that I did buy Reckless, which is the sequel, before I had even finished this one. I knew by halfway, 3/4 of the way through, that I was gonna want to continue the series, and so I grabbed this one, and I am excited to dive into it.